All right. Thank you for tuning in this week to The Topic Is Yours. We kick things off here by discussing our state's new left lane driving law. Our streaming correspondent Courtney is back to tell us about the things that we should be watching on Netflix, what's good, what's not so good. And then we go into our mailbag where Dave begs to be pummeled. Here we go.
All right, welcome to The Topic Is Yours. Thank you for joining us again this week. Certainly do appreciate it. Got a good show for you. Got Courtney coming up here soon. Courtney, our Netflix streaming correspondent. She's going to talk about what's happening and what to watch, what not to watch. Don't forget, leave us a voicemail. We had a couple voicemails. Well, we had one that we actually aired last week. But check us out. Give us a call. Your can's right in the way.
That's a 4, Dave. That's a 4.
I can't read it.
Area code 405-730-TOPIC.
8672. 405-730-8672, otherwise known as TOPIC. Okay, we've talked about it a lot. Facebook, Twitter, website, topicisyours.com. Tweet us, mailbag us, follow us, etc., etc.
All of the above.
Do it all. Do it all and tell your friends. Appreciate it. All right, so here in our part of the country, there was a piece of legislation, I guess. I don't know if this was passed recently, Clint, or if this was... you were telling me earlier that this has actually been a law for some time, but it's just now recently being enforced. And this is, of course, is the stay out of the left lane law, right?
The left lane law, that's right.
The left lane law.
If you're an Oklahoman, like we are, this is semi new to us, but a lot of the states around us already have this kind of thing.
Yeah. So how's it work, buddy?
I think the point of this thing is that if you are driving slowly, you're not supposed to be in the left lane.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So pretty simple, right? Common courtesy. Don't be that guy.
Sure.
Excuse me. Don't be that person.
Don't be that person. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that makes total sense. And that's the way I've been trying to drive for my entire driving career. How about you, buddy?
Well, yeah, I try and be a heads-up driver for sure, and this is not one of my habits. If there's somebody behind me trying to get through, you get over.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this law?
Dave's poking the bear. I'm not a fan of this.
Really?
I'm not a fan of this kind of thing. Drives me crazy. So you can be in the left lane unless you're passing. So
no, that's you can only be in the lane if you're passing.
I'm sorry, I said that all wrong.
No problem.
You can be in the lane if you're passing, or if you need to, if somebody's merging on, then you can hop over, let them on, that kind of thing. But then you better get back in your spot. They're going to write you a ticket. Yeah,
but do you think they're actually going to do that immediately, or is it just more of a common okay? Yes, it's common courtesy, but many people do not actually have that common courtesy, and they're only motivated by money or the fear of losing that money or having a ding on their driving record. So I think maybe that's one of the reasons why this law is actually being enforced. And I think it's a good idea. I got to tell you, I'm a big fan. Big fan.
Well, you're originally from Kansas, where I think they have this. Do I have that right? I think I've seen those signs when I've...
I don't know. I've always seen those signs, left lane for passing only. But I've never really known it to be something that's actually enforced. However, I haven't lived there for a long, long time. So maybe, like most things, Kansas is the trendsetter. And maybe it's bleeding out to the rest of the country.
You were of driving age when you were in the country. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, but I never. Yeah, I never.
Did I say country?
You'd said
state.
the country. I know what you meant.
Thanks.
I was just giving you the benefit of the doubt there. Yeah, no, I've always been living in this country, and so.
Thanks.
Sure.
I'm an idiot. Let's keep going.
That's cool. But yeah, like I said, I never knew that to be a thing. But I got to tell you, I was driving home today from downtown, and that's a blast. It's a fun drive. Great drive. It's a joy both coming and going. But on the return trip today, I swear it's not my imagination, because I didn't even put two and two together until you mentioned this, but it was a smooth drive going north. Smooth. People were, if you were in the left lane, you were booking it. If you were in the middle lane, it seemed to me to be better. Now, I'm not saying that that's necessarily due to the law, but I am saying today was better than pretty much every other day, and today is the day that the law is actually gone into effect.
That's right. So for clarification, if you're listening to this, we release on the Monday following when we record. We're recording this on November 1st.
Right. Way to lift the curtain there, buddy.
That's right, because it's not going to make sense coming Monday. So.
True. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I'm for it.
Yeah, but one of the reasons that they cite here is that they're trying to cut down on road rage.
Yeah.
So instead of cutting down on road rage, they're going to change the way that everybody else drives.
Well, how else are you going to cut down on road rage?
I don't know. Maybe punish the people that are doing the road rage instead of everybody else.
Yeah, but okay, that's fair. But by the time there's actually a road rage incident, would you say it's too late? Or would it be smarter to try and prevent those in the first place?
You can prevent it by not being the guy that drives slowly in the left lane.
Yeah, you could be. Or you could be the guy that just only cares about money and therefore gets out of the left lane because you're a jerk and even though you want to slow things down for people, you care about money more.
I don't know. I guess another one of the reasons they're citing here is that cops need to get through. It's going to be easier. But again, isn't that already a law?
Yeah. Again, yeah. No, I think you're right. I mean, I think this has always been something it's been sort of an unwritten understanding. That's the way I've always kind of perceived it, is just like, hey, if the cops are behind you, you got to move to the right lane because either A, they're pulling you over, or B, they need to get by you. So get out of their way. So that's clear. But isn't it so maddening when you're behind somebody that's slow in the left lane? I was so infuriated by this on a recent trip, a return trip. I actually, just out of sheer exhaustion, because I'm a cruise control guy. If at all possible, I like to just cruise, and it's just better. But I'm always in the left lane as well. So, and I like to go really fast. Like I'm not,
sure, yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be cool here. I like to get home. You know what I mean? But it's so maddening. So what I did, sort of in protest and just sort of as my own experiment, is I went to the right lane. And I set the cruise just a couple miles over the speed limit. It was weird because I went so slow. I felt like I was just barely moving. However, I was so relaxed. I wasn't stressed out. When I arrived at my destination, which was my house, I felt good. And people passed me, and I was cool with it. You know, I just listened to music, and it was like totally relaxing. It was sweet.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a nice drive home. This kind of thing just doesn't sit well with me, man. I don't see the reason that we need to pass laws on things that people should already be doing.
Yeah.
That people are doing, changing the behavior of it. Never mind. You're gonna start me off, man.
No, that's cool. Yeah. So, what do you want? You wanting another story, or what?
Do you have something else before my blood boils?
I like this side of Clint. I do. Yeah, I brought something. I mean, it just struck me as weird. Not as weird as actually enforcing a law, quote unquote. But it's pretty close to that. So I came across a company that's based out of the UK. Like my other story from a couple weeks ago, I just find these things in the UK. And they call themselves Save My Ink Forever. And what they do is they're actually a group of funeral directors. And they've come up with a plan to save the tattoos of your past loved ones.
No.
Yes. So here's how it works, and it's just bizarre. If you
that's pretty understated, but go ahead.
It sure is. It sure is. You have to notify them. You notify the funeral director. They have to get to this body within a day and a half tops. They remove the tattoo, and it takes them about a month and a half to preserve it properly, and you receive it back in the form of whatever you want. Typically, it's more like a picture frame that you hang on the wall. And the rationale is
like
that
an ashtray.
Yeah, right. I mean, right, as an object, as a mug or something like that. But no, the rationale is like, look, if you love this person and this person loved this quote unquote piece of art or whatever it is that was so important to them, then you should pay us lots of money and we'll save it for you. Where do you come out on that one, my man?
Take a guess, Dave.
Let's hear it.
I'm sufficiently creeped out, man. Your story, was it last week where you were talking about the people implanting the chips under the skin?
Yeah, that's true. I was.
And now
a couple weeks ago,
removing the skin.
What is it with me and skin?
I know. I'm noticing a pattern.
Maybe it's the flesh alert I have on Google.
Oh. And last week we were talking about Buffalo Bill and the Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, you were, yeah.
Man.
You were saying I like to dress up like that guy.
All right, we're gonna get you out of this ditch.
Yeah.
The skin ditch you're in.
The skin ditch. Yeah, no, but it made me think like that's just. I mean, I would never do that, but I also want to like not be disrespectful to somebody who.
No,
seriously, I don't, because I am not a tattoo guy, so I can't just sit here and judge people. If let's say if somebody that I loved was big into tattoos and that really defined that person, then maybe that's a service I would like to take advantage of. It's just, to me, seems like such a stretch at this point, because I think when you're gone, just be cremated and move on with it. You know what I mean? It's $500. Get on with life. You know, everybody else that loved me, I'm done. You know what I mean?
I kind of wonder where this goes next, because we're talking about preserving somebody's skin, their tattoo.
Yeah.
So what's next? Like their teeth in a box, like pull this dude's fingernails out.
That's gonna be another business idea. Somebody's coming up with that.
Okay, nobody take that, because I'm going for that one. Keep my teeth forever.com.
Right. Yeah. I can't defend it. You know, I don't think it's cool. I think it's weird. However, I can see there may be some French people that are totally on board with it, and just so they know, this service does exist. It costs them about £1,000, which is probably going to be like $1,400, but that's not much, you know, for a piece of flesh on your wall.
That's not much for a piece of flesh on your wall.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dave, I'm going to call it good there.
I am too.
Let's take a break, but first, I really want to know what the audience thinks about this left lane law thing. So Dave loves the unnecessary laws and the enforcement of them. And we don't get political here. We don't want to get political. But I'm curious. No, we're not going to do it.
Let's get real political.
We are not going to do that. But I'm curious. Am I the only one? Am I just the old man shaking his fist?
No, I don't think
Get out of my yard.
I don't think you're the old man. I mean, you kind of are, but I think this is going to be interesting. So, yeah, write us. You know how to do it, but give us a call, 405-730-8672. Leave us a voicemail.
This segment was brought to you by PreserveMySkin.com. PreserveMyTeeth.com.
Future business plan from Clint. All right. Stick around. We'll be right back with streaming correspondent Courtney. Yellow Rose Amplification has been annoying neighbors since 2014. These high-quality, handmade tube amplifiers are at home on stage, in a studio, or in your bedroom, and they're built to last a lifetime. Yellow Rose amps are proudly built in Oklahoma with a Texas state of mind. Exclusive to the Topic Is Yours listeners, Yellow Rose is offering a 10% discount on their flagship amplifier, the RJC10. Check them out at yellowroseamps.com and enter the code TOPIC at checkout. The code again is TOPIC. Yellow Rose Amps. The Rose rocks. All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. Very lucky we've got Courtney, our Netflix correspondent, here with us. How you doing, Courtney?
Good.
It's good to have you back.
Thanks.
So what's going on? So I'm excited. We've got a brand new month, which means new streaming content for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu. I know your favorite's Hulu, right?
That's true.
So what we got this month?
Well, there's really only one thing.
Let's hear it.
Stranger Things.
Oh, yes.
It's the best. Although it didn't technically come out in November. It came out in October, right before Halloween.
Right.
Did you watch it?
The funniest, it's not funny at all. So it came out on the 27th, which was Friday, a recent Friday. when I came home from work that day, I was eager to fire up some Netflix for that evening.
Right.
Our internet was down. I was like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, it was Friday night. So I reset the modem, did everything I knew to do. That didn't work. I was on the phone for a long time. They determined that it was not going to work and that I needed to replace the modem. I did it the following day. What? Yeah, we went without internet that night. It was like
how did
going
you do
back
it?
to 2010. It was terrible. And we replaced 2 modems. Both didn't work. I had a cable guy come out Monday night after work, and he determined after much troubleshooting that they had messed it up on the street level. So we went out to the street, and he just plugged it back in because one of our neighbors did work, and they messed it up. Can you believe that?
Oh, that's a huge waste of time.
You
could be watching Stranger Things.
I could have been watching a lot of things. Yeah,
yes,
I mean,
that's true.
I don't have cable. Everything I do is through the internet, so it's a single point of failure, and it failed. It failed me. Failed me.
They owe
big
you.
time.
I think they should pay you back.
They will.
For the time
we will
lost.
have those conversations. I'm sure, by the power of this podcast, we can get all sorts of petitions signed and free months for everybody. What do you think?
From an unnamed cable
We won't
provider?
go there yet.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it the same people that are capping the data now? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, they capped. Yeah, they are. I've never really gotten to that point, but I've come close. How about you guys? You data
Who
cappers?
has cable? I have to pay for it.
No, internet. Capping the internet.
Yeah, well, through cable, right? That's where we get ours.
Yeah.
That's
so
all.
you haven't had that problem. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I feel like sometimes it's or people are our neighbors are using it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got the password.
Yeah.
But it seems like it does run slow sometimes. But not while I'm watching Stranger Things, or they would be in huge trouble.
So what's the verdict so far? How far are you
I've
in the
only watched
series?
part of it, but it's fantastic.
Is it?
Yes.
Would you rate it on the same level as season 1?
Yes, it
Aw.
is. Which is hard to do, I think. It's hard to get the second season to be as good as the first season. But it's really good, and I need to go home and watch it. Why are we wasting time? I'm just kidding. It's
Good question.
fantastic.
Good question.
I mean, it just reminds me of E.T. I was just telling Clint that. It was just like I'm watching E.T.
Yeah.
Very nostalgic.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's good times.
Clint? Stranger Things? You a big fan?
No, I've never seen it. My wife has started it, and she was trying to get me to watch. But maybe one of these days, when I have the time, we'll see.
Yeah.
When you're not watching weird football shows.
Weird football shows.
Yeah.
Hey, that was good. Jason at the movies recommended that. Got to give that guy credit. He knocked it out of the park. That's right. Hey,
Jason the movies. He's pretty good.
He's mad now. No, I've never seen it. I'm considering it.
You should highly consider it. It's the best thing to come out on any of them.
Yeah, you really should. I mean, there's few shows that you should actually devote your time to. Stranger Things is at the top of the list. It is a very good, accessible show, and you need to watch it. You need to watch it. Start season 1, obviously, and just go through it. I think you'd like it.
Frankly, I think Netflix's marketing genius who works there, who was like, let's release it on October 27th. Mm-hmm. And people were like, yes. And they're just binge watching it before Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that
what I did.
was so intentional and so smart. No doubt about it. Mm-hmm. So what else is out? You said there's only one, but
so that's it. Bye.
Is there
Actually,
anything that's just terrible?
I mean, so I'm not a big scary movie fan. By not a big fan, I mean refuse to watch because... So I was like looking on Hulu and there's this whole section of scary movies.
Yeah.
Nothing I could particularly watch. I don't know. Do you like scary movies?
I hate scary movies.
I hate them too.
Hate scary. You must have missed last week's episode, and that's okay that you did.
Oh, never.
But we
I
had
would
a movie,
never do that.
We had Jason Black at the movies on.
Ah, yes.
And we talked about scary movies, and basically the whole time it was me just saying, "Oh, I'm too scared to watch that. I'm too scared to watch that one too."
Exactly.
Life's too short to go through it frightened. What's
right?
the point?
I don't know. I don't understand why you do that. Well, part of my problem is that I watched Psycho when I was 5. My dad let me watch it. So now, not only am I scared to watch scary movies, I'm scared to go to a hotel. Because, hello.
Take a shower.
Showers.
It's just afraid to do anything. Yeah.
I don't know. I would never do that to my kids. They can watch, Curious George, Halloween. It's fine. Which, by the way, is not on Netflix.
Oh, that's
I tried.
too bad. Did you ever watch the Garfield Halloween special?
Probably. It's been a while.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that George one a lot of times with no noggin.
It's fantastic.
The what one?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you watch it? You probably didn't. Because you don't like scary movies.
No,
which
we talked about it.
knew.
Yeah, I refused to watch it. My wife watched it. And
no, she didn't.
She did, and she's to this day she is terrified of clowns.
The old one. See, I'm not really scared of clowns in general. Just the ones that are in the sewer that are going to eat you.
Those
ones I'm
for
scared
sure.
of.
But okay, I don't want to offend anybody, but does anybody know a clown? What makes you want to become a clown? There's a wire crossed with another.
They want to make people happy, except the sewer ones.
Incorrect.
Sewer ones do not want to make you happy.
Yeah.
They want to eat you.
Creepy people got to work,
You guys are
Dave.
suppressing major laughs. Now you're just making me look like a total jerk.
Weirdos got to work, man.
I mean, come on. There it is. Exactly.
No comment
That's
about
what I'm
that,
talking
Clint.
about. Okay.
Yeah, so scary movies. I feel like all of them are trying to play up their big scary movies, which I just skipped right on past. Okay, but I did start watching a show on Hulu called The Good Doctor. Have you guys watched that?
I've heard of it.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I mean, I'm a big House fan.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
I probably watched the whole thing maybe 3 times. All of it.
Cool.
But this show is super good. It's about a doctor who has autism, and so he has a hard time communicating. He's a surgeon, so, they kind of have to be able to communicate, but I don't know. He's just like a genius, so it works out. Kind of reminds me of House.
Wait, is that
I hear what you're saying there.
Is that like the kid doctor?
Yeah, well, he looks really young.
That's Doogie Howser.
I was gonna say I
Oh.
saw that commercial and I instantly thought of Doogie Howser.
It does remind me of that, except for I think he just looked young. Doogie Howser was really like what?
He was a kid.
Like
he was
14?
12, 14 years old, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so it's really good. I would recommend that. I
So
would
The
totally
Good
recommend that
Doctor,
show.
and that's
Yeah.
on, is that exclusively a Hulu thing, or?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not compare.
How many seasons of that?
It's in its first season.
Okay,
So that's
so-
part of the problem. I kind of like to start a show where you can watch, 23 seasons or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how many there are.
Hey, I
The
got a
X-Files,
show.
which I'm watching too.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Have you seen The Americans, or heard of The Americans?
No.
Okay, so it's an FX show. However, it's also on Amazon Prime. So Amazon has the exclusive deal to stream them.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Really?
It's unbelievable. So I think they're coming on season 4 or 5. And the premise of the show is it's weird, but it actually follows 2 Russian-born spies living in the United States raising kids. So they get married. It's a sham of a wedding, essentially. But they're in the KGB. They infiltrate deep levels of the government. And, of course, they raise kids, and their kids are actually Americans, but they're not. But they're posing to be as Americans. It is so weird. It's very tough because you've like all good shows, you fall in love with the characters in a way, and you actually find yourself rooting for them to succeed. And you're like, wait, I'm rooting for the bad guys, but it's because I like them and I'm sympathetic to them, not necessarily their goals. But it's just really interesting. It's a great show. And
That sounds... Do a lot of people get shot?
no, not
That's
really.
good. Okay,
Not
good.
really. It's more of just a thriller.
Yeah, that's cool.
And, something like that. So I'm not trying to
sounds
hijack the segment here. I
That's
apologize,
cool. No,
Courtney.
hey, you should talk about what you like. I mean, there's really only one thing to talk about. Stranger Things. So. Just kidding.
Clint, let's see. What's
Yeah,
up?
I saw a good one the other day. It was what's that called? The Five. Have you
Did you
seen
make that
one?
up?
No.
Okay. No, I don't know what it is.
It's a real.
What is
she's
it
right.
on?
No, yeah, I'm with you. I don't know
Five-
anything about it,
the
though.
Five.
The Five. It's actually British, but
You know how I love British.
I do know. That's why I'm bringing it up, and
All
I
right.
don't know why you haven't seen it yet. So it's about 5 friends, and they were young, and one of their brothers disappears, and you sort of find out about that 20 years later or something like that. His DNA shows up at a crime scene.
Is there a clown in a sewer?
I didn't see any clowns,
All right, that's
but
good.
never
then
say
I'd
never.
watch it. Is there a lot
Wow.
of people getting shot?
Nah.
All right,
Nah,
that sounds
surely
good. What is
not.
it on?
Netflix. Did you see this, Dave? You,
Really?
You look like you know what you're talking about here.
Thank you very much. I have no clue what I'm
First
talking
time
about, as
ever.
usual. Yeah. No, I've seen it, and I've heard of The Five. I know nothing about it. I know what you just said. That's what I know about The Five. So are you saying that it was originally 6? And the sixth
Or is
one
it now 4?
So is it now 5, or should it be 5 and now it's 4?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Or do you know?
I think it was. I didn't think this hard about it,
I'm
Dave.
glad you could count.
I think
It's
it was
good for you.
I think this is the little brother of one of the 5. Why don't you just watch it, man? Your question has nothing to do with the plot. So
Well, that's just a curiosity thing.
All right.
Well,
So you've chosen to watch this instead of Stranger Things? Is that what you're saying?
right.
that's true. Yeah.
Wow.
This is just severe lack of judgment on Clint.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Can maybe pencil that in after I'm done with Stranger Things.
The 5.
The 5.
Yeah.
If you didn't make it up, I'll have to look.
No.
As the expert on Netflix, I've never heard of this show.
Good point. Well, you've got to go with The Americans.
Okay.
I really think you'll like it.
Okay.
It's good. So, any movies coming out?
I don't know. They had all the scary movies on. I guess they're taking them all off again.
Yeah, I heard something about if you're a 007 fan, which I don't expect that you are.
No.
Most of the catalog is now available on Amazon and stuff like that. I'm not a big 007 fan, but if you're into that, that's available. So, Clint, now your Saturdays are jam-packed full of Roger Moore and stuff like that.
I'm not a Bond guy. I'm not going to mislead you.
I know that.
I'm not. Hey, I saw if you're a House of Cards fan, your ship is sunk.
No doubt.
That's true. Fortunately, I never watched it, so I can't be sad.
Yeah, I did. It was a good show. It's a good show. But, hey, if what happened, it needed to be canceled. That's for sure. And I feel disgusting for have watched 5 seasons of House of Cards and enjoying it. So, for many reasons, not the least of which is the main actor. All right, very good. So,
okay, Brian Regan. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yes, do you like Brian Regan?
I'm unfamiliar with his work. I've heard wonderful things.
He's really good.
Oh, yeah. I saw him a couple years ago when he came to town.
He's fantastic. He has a new special coming out on Netflix. They had several, which I feel like I watched 100 times, and then I knew all his jokes. Sometimes we quote them, my husband and I, when we're driving around, which seems a little weird. But anyway, he's really funny, and most comedians I just feel like I can't listen to, but he's like a clean comedian. He's really good. I mean, I don't know, like I'd take my kids to see him, but he's funny, and like he's also really into like physical comedy, so he just throws himself around and does weird voices. Yeah, that's coming out. I would recommend that too.
Netflix?
Yep.
I'll second that. Oh,
hey,
Dudes
Clint and I agree on something.
There we go. That Venn diagram just converged.
Wow.
Brian Regan.
Sounds like a perfect way to end the segment.
I like it.
In harmony. I love it. Courtney, thank you for being here. We appreciate it as always. Stick around. We're going to open up the mailbag right after this.
Hello. The guys want to hear from you. Call in and leave them a voicemail to submit a question or a comment for the mailbag. Tell them how great Clint is doing or how Dave is the Billy Elliot of podcasting. Call 405-730-8672. That's 405-730-TOPC.
We're gonna open the mailbag. We're gonna check some mail. Mail time.
Heidi-ho, good neighbors.
Gosh.
Welcome back. It's time for the mailbag. So we're going to crack it open here. I've had a few questions this week about equipment. We've had people commenting on our sound.
Equipment?
Equipment. This stuff that we're using now to make this show. So I don't want to get too technical here. I don't want to bore anybody, but we're using condenser mics. We've got a board. We've got an extension for headphones.
Are we seriously talking about this right now?
I'll post.
This is hilarious.
This is what the people have asked, man.
Okay, no, I'm cool with it. I just was curious. I'm not privy to the mailbag like you are. So please continue. I apologize.
I feel a decent number of questions on how do we get our sound. I don't know. We aim for quality here.
That's right. That's right. We fall short every single time. At least I do. But Clint does a good job. So it is the mailbag segment, though. Do we have anything? I know you said we got a lot of voicemails this week. What do we got for you?
We got a few voicemails, but I wasn't.
You just run out of time or something?
Yeah. Well, shoot.
You know we do this every week.
I know we do this every week, but
you just said we aim for quality.
We
Give
aim
me
for
a clearance. I don't care about anybody else because I know we got a lot. I don't listen to them, but I saw him come through. My man Clarence. He cracked me up so much last week by making fun of me. Please tell me there's a Clarence voicemail in there.
There is a Clarence.
There's a Clarence.
You're stepping in it because I was saving you from being pummeled again, Dave.
No, jeez. What's new? That's just my role here on this show.
I'm talking about equipment, and you want to bring in your beating, your weekly beating.
I guess I'm just I don't know, masochist, sadist, one of those weirdos.
Don't look it up.
So yeah, it's definitely NSFW. But,
Okay. Hang on 1 second. I got to plug in here. Okay, so through the magical editing of podcasting, we're back, and now I have a voicemail.
What number did they call? Oh, yeah, 405-730-8672. That's 405-730-8672.
Good job, Dave, making me proud.
We aim for quality here. I don't know if you ever heard that.
For quality. Should sound familiar. Okay. You got it, man. Here we go.
Hello, this is Clarence from Orlando, Florida. Still a fan of the show. Just calling because I've had a lot on my mind lately. I feel that I owe David an apology. I've said some disparaging things. I'll come clean on that. But he's overcome so much. Lack of talent, a face for radio, a voice for pottery. But truly, to have overcome all of these obstacles and still be the host of a successful show, and to be so untalented with all the talented people around him, he's truly a modern Helen Keller of media. So, until you're able to find a suitable replacement, Clint, I would like to congratulate David for being such a wonderful inspiration to people who are bad at their jobs everywhere, but still manage to bring home a small stipend for their family and cats.
Cats.
Please continue doing your good work, and good luck in your search for a different host. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
There's your boy Clarence. I tried to save you. I tried to save you from
the funniest, finest voicemails I've ever heard. That's okay. Here's what I want you to do, Clint. We've got to find a way to get Clarence on this show. I want more Clarence. He's so funny, and he's totally accurate, by the way.
So, Dave, you extended this invitation to him last week to be a correspondent.
I did.
And this is what you get. So, you're wanting him to be a correspondent.
I think it's funny.
I'm sorry.
I think it's funny.
You got a voice for pottery.
Isn't that great? No, I think it's hilarious. I love this guy. I want to figure out, I want to know all about Clarence. I want to know what he does for a living. I want to know where he goes, what he does for fun, his whole story. And then I want to find a way to get him on a recurring basis. Clarence, the correspondent. Correspondent Clarence.
Let's say this, Clarence. Thank you for your voicemails.
Oh, there's more?
No, this is 2 of them now.
Oh boy.
Because we played one last week.
Well, yeah.
We appreciate your interest. Let's let Dave and I think through some of this stuff first.
Listen, I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but Clarence is going to take your job.
Clarence.
Okay?
Clarence is going to take your job.
Just warning you. Yeah, you
Sounds
probably
like
will.
He's getting a little chippy about you. I think he's...
I love it. I love passion in our listeners, and thank you, Clarence. And thank you to everybody else who left voicemails. Keep it coming. 405-730-8672. Again, 405-730-TOPC. Well, I think that about does it here for us this week. Isn't that right, Clint?
It does it for me. I'm out of here.
Does it for you. Okay, I'm out of here as well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling. Until next time, this is Dave and Clint, and we will see you then.
I'm going to drive home in the left lane.
Lack of talent, a face for radio, a voice for pottery.